Hello and welcome to My Psychic Connection. Whether it's your first time here or returning, welcome, welcome, welcome. And yes, I'm Innerji The Metaphysical Crone, and I'm going to be here tonight doing readings for you. We've got the Colour of Life game. We've got Mystic Message later on. I'll talk about our theme colour tonight, which is behind me, which is turquoise. Yes, so we'll look into the vibration of that a little bit later as well. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I hope Mercury retrograde isn't going bang, bang, bang in your life too much. I know it has been affecting me a little bit this week, but hopefully it's been better for you. And I am so looking forward to doing readings for you tonight. So let's talk about the readings. Let's talk about some of our rules and guidelines in case you're unaware of them. What we do is we do free 2-minute readings with one question only. And then when that bell goes, da-da-da-da, I'm going to zip my lips and move on to the next question. However, if you would like a more in-depth reading or a longer reading, then you can donate for a reading. Now, your choices there are 3 minutes with one question, no follow-up questions, just one. Then you can also choose from a 5-minute general reading. Now, this is the only time, aside maybe from one that I'm drawn to do for the collective, that I will do a general reading. So no general readings in the 2-minute, the 3-minute, the mini or the mega reading. So please make sure that you put a specific question in for the other donations. And of course, yes, there is a choice of a mini reading, which is untimed with one question. And then there's the mega reading. Now it's called mega for a reason, because you can ask more than one question and you can ask on a couple of different topics as well. So those are the choices. So if you would like to make a donation with your question, if you're on a radio platform, pop over to Facebook or YouTube, and then you can click the link in the chat for donation, and then you can pop your question in the chat as well. And of course, don't forget, with donated readings, you go to the top of the queue, and with the mega reading, you make the #1 spot immediately. So we will try to get to as many people as possible with the free readings tonight, but please be patient, because you do go in a queue that is pulled together from lots of different platforms. Now, we do have a few no-go zones, and they are, firstly, no medical questions or readings of any kind. That includes illnesses, it includes pregnancy type questions, life-death questions, nothing that is related to anything medical or illness. And the other one that's a big no-go zone is anything that is legal, anything that is related to law. So that could be court cases, it could be custody, it could be inheritances. Anything that is a legal answer, we don't do. Those are best left to the professionals, because they certainly know what they're doing. And because we're a worldwide platform here, in many countries, we're actually not allowed to do that unless we're qualified in those areas. Now, remember, keep your questions specific, juicy, meaty. Give me a bit of context, because it means I can dive in to what might be happening for you around that question much more quickly. So with all of that said, I hope everyone is ready for some great readings tonight. I know I'm ready. So let's take our first question, please. Who do we have? We have Gemma. Hello, Gemma. Lovely to see you. And yes, we've got my favourite, the kangaroo. Appreciate that. And Gemma says, just lately, Adam has been a little distant and not talking as much, which is fine if he's needing to switch off for a while. But is it just him, or is he feeling a bit overwhelmed with me? Gemma, let's have a look and see how Adam is doing and why he needs this little bit of distance at the moment, and see if that can help you work this out. And yes, he is being a little bit distant at the moment. I've got the 3 of Cups reversed. This is saying that he needs a little bit of time to himself. Usually when I see this card upright, it's people getting together, going out and about, socializing, having fun. So the fact that I've got this card reversed is saying to me that he actually just needs a little bit of quiet space, a little bit of quiet time to sort some things out for himself. Interestingly, I've got the Four of Cups. So we've got a bit of a sequence here. We've got the Three of Cups and now we've got the Four of Cups. And so this is just saying, yeah, he just needs to be in his own space at the moment. We all need time out at different points during our day, our week, our month. And he's at a stage where he just needs to back off a little bit in terms of having some time out for himself. It's almost like he just needs to have a little bit of a break for himself. You know, a little bit of a mini mental holiday, if you like. Now, the good thing is I've also got the King of Cups, so it's all cups. Now, this is saying that he will get through this. This is not long-term. This is just something he needs to do for himself at the moment, because this King of Cups is balanced and centered, and he's in control regardless of what's going on around him. So, no, I don't feel he's being distant just because of you. I feel he just needs some quiet time to himself, just to rebalance, rejuvenate, and then get ready to get back on track again. Let's add a couple of tea coins to that and see what we have. And we've got the 10. Gosh, I just keep getting confirmation. The 10 is about having a little retreat. So he's just about having a little bit of time out for himself. Nothing for you to worry about. I do hope that helps. Thank you so much. And you know what? With it being Mercury retrograde, I sometimes think, because this seems to be a really strong one, that having a little bit of time out where we're not communicating with lots of people, where we're not out and about with lots of people, it can help us get through that retrograde period. At least that's what I'm finding for myself. You know, and as we go through life, we do need that little bit of me time, that little bit of solo time. So don't ever feel guilty if you need to take a little bit of time to yourself. I'm not saying you should ghost people or ignore them, but having that little bit of solitude, that little time for yourself to do what you need to do is really a good thing to do. Like that little tent symbol, have a little mini retreat. Okay, let's go on to our next question, please. Who do we have? We have Audrey. Hello, Audrey. How are you tonight? And Audrey says, hi. I was just curious about Cassandra's energy, Wesley's ex-wife. Has the crane... I'm sorry to laugh. It's just the way you've worded it. I love it. Has the crazy train left for good, or will she come back? Let's have a look at this energy around Wesley's ex-wife and see if she's calmed down, or is she going to create more problems in the future. Okay, I've got the Hanged Man reversed. So when I see the Hanged Man reversed, I've got from Gemma a nice little emoji going. All right, so we've got the Hanged Man reversed, and what I'm getting from this is, unfortunately, she's not going to change her spots. I feel that she's just going to keep doing what she wants to do, when she wants to do it, and how she wants to do it. So I don't see a sudden major change in her personality around how she operates, not just with you and with Wesley, but in general, with people in general. She's on the same track. The good news is I've got that Three of Cups. It must be a Knight of Cups. I've got the Three of Cups card reversed as well. And I feel she is going through a bit of a quiet stage at the moment. I feel like, you know, she's just sitting back doing her own thing. I feel that cutting energy cords with this person would be really helpful. And Audrey says, lol, she's horrible to everyone. Well, you know, she may have some of her own stuff going on, but that's not what this question is about. But I feel if you can just cut the energy cords, not invest in it, that's the important thing. Let's do some tea coins for this and see where we can go with it. I've got the Dragon. So when it comes to Wes's ex-wife, you both have to stand in your own power. You have to stay strong and have a united front with this person should she decide to come back. I do feel that there is an opportunity for a more positive way forward, though, but she's not going to, what's that old saying, a leopard can't change its spot, but it's how you react to it that's important. I do hope you found that helpful. It must be really hard dealing with exes. Sometimes, you know, it would be lovely if whenever we had an ex that had to stay in our life for a reason, that it could be civil, it could be friendly even. But so many times there are so many negative emotions involved in breakups and moving on that it is hard to release those cords. So I always suggest to people that if you want to not get caught up in the energy of an ex, then cut the energy cord and only deal with them in the way that you absolutely have to, and not make it any more of a drama than it otherwise would be, if that makes sense. And Audrey Jean says, okay, sounds good, thank you. Audrey, my sweet, you are so welcome. So let's have a talk about tonight's colour theme. It's turquoise, one of my favourite colours: blue, turquoise, teal, aqua. They're all my favourites. Now, turquoise is a mix of 3 different colours. It's a mix of green, blue and yellow. And when they mix, you get different shades of turquoise. Turquoise is a really serene colour. You know, when we think of turquoise and aqua colours, we think of tropical oceans. And when we think of the tropical oceans, we think of relaxation, chilling out. And that's partly what this colour is about. It helps embody the qualities of a little bit of serenity, a little bit of chill out, a little bit of relaxation. And when we're more relaxed and chilled, this colour then can bring in some mental clarity for us. It can help us see things more clearly. We're in that kind of relaxed state. It also is about honesty, because turquoise can be related to the throat chakra, and there is a minor chakra at the thymus here, just down below it in the middle of the chest, or a little bit above the heart. And so it equates to that there as well. And it's all about new growth. It's all about traveling forward, having new growth. It's about maintaining that calmness of blue, the clarity and energy of the colour yellow, and then that growth of the colour green. So it's like 3 colours in one when you wear turquoise or have turquoise with you. So I'll talk more about turquoise later, and a crystal later as well. But right now, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we have Diana. Hello, Diana. It's lovely to see you back. And Diana asks, when will I be in a relationship with Jay? I'm just going to swap decks for this one and use my Modern Love deck and see what is going to happen around you moving into a relationship with Jay. Let's see what we've got. Okay, I feel that this is not going to be a quick answer for you in terms of getting into a relationship with Jay. I have got the 4 of Swords reversed, and this is saying to me that to be in a relationship with Jay, there's a lot of work that needs to happen first for it to be settled into a relationship. With this 4 of Swords, Swords is about communication, and so with it being reversed, it's like you're going to have to work harder around the communication aspects. I feel that there's a lot more getting to know each other on much deeper levels than you have at the moment. So it is going to take work and it's going to take effort. And there is that old saying, it takes 2 to tango. So Jay has to be as invested in this as you are. I've also got the Ace of Wands reversed, and this is saying to me that not all is not lost with this relationship. It's not done. It's not lost. There is a small opportunity for it to move forward with this Ace of Wands reversed, because aces, even when they're reversed, are still quite positive. But instead of it being some big new thing, it's a small new thing. So I feel like there is potential for growth here, but it does require communication. And I've also got the 7 of Pentacles reversed. And I feel like, yes, you're talking, but I feel it's not actually going anywhere at the moment. And so with this communication, it's not just talking online or texting or whatever it is about going out and doing things together in order to have the relationship grow. No relationship until the deeper connections are made. And I feel that the deeper connection isn't quite there yet. So I'm sorry it's not like 100% positive news, but there is a small opportunity there. I do hope that helps. There's an old song from the 60s, a wishing and hoping and praying and wanting. And Diana says, thank you. You're so welcome. And I do understand that when we're wishing and hoping to be with someone, you know, it can be heartbreaking. It really can sometimes. And when things aren't moving at the pace we want, that can be really hard. It can make us impatient as well. Now, we are in Mercury retrograde. So what I would suggest when it comes to opening up communication within relationships, whether we're starting a new one, in an existing one that we want to grow, be careful about how you're communicating at the moment, because things can have a tendency to blow up a little bit. So just something to be aware of with Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde isn't just about tech going wrong. And I've had my fair share of that in the last week or so. But it is about how we communicate with others. So with those big, deep communications that you want to have with someone, just be a little bit sensitive about it. Tread a little bit carefully during Mercury retrograde. I hope that helps. All right, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we've got Kelly. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Kelly asks, will I find a place for myself and my 2 grandchildren and my 2 pups to live by the end of the year? Now, this is a really good specific question. It's a great example of a specific question. We have context here, we have timing, and it's a detailed question about what it is that Kelly wants to know. So let's have a look. How likely is it that you will find a place for yourself, your 2 grandchildren, and your 2 pups to live in by the end of the year? So let's see what we have. Okay. I feel that now is the time. I've got the Ace of Cups reversed. And so now is the time to really start looking and researching it a little bit more in depth than you have been. This Ace of Cups shows that the need is there and the want is there. And I've got the Magician. And I feel like it's about pulling everything into place that you need to make this happen. I'm feeling that there's some gaps of information around looking at places to live, around putting applications in for places to live. So I feel like there's work to be done yet, but I feel like and Kelly says the kids are in college but come home frequently. So you need space for them as well when they come home. But I also feel that there are things that still need to be put in place. I feel the bits and pieces are there, but it's not being pulled together into a cohesive plan. However, the good news is I've got the Chariot. So I feel that, yes, things will move forward for you around finding a place to live. But you have to take the reins on this, and you have to have a specific plan laid out and steps that you need to follow. Will you do it by the end of this year? I feel it's going to go into next year because I've got the 10 of Cups reversed. And she says, yes, gaps that are still a mystery for me. Absolutely. Those are the things that you need to get information on. Those are the gaps that... But I feel it's going to go into next year and take a little bit longer than you'd like. So I hope that helps. And I wish you well with your research in terms of finding a new place to live. Gosh, I don't know about what it's like in your part of the world, but in my part of the world, there is a bit of a rental crisis. Homes for rent are really, really hard to find these days, and lots of people are not being able to afford them. And that puts a lot of stress on us. It puts a lot of stress on everybody. And Kelly says, oh, okay, thanks so much, Innerji, and red hearts. You're welcome, Kelly. Some loving hearts coming back to you, my dear, and back to everybody that I've answered questions for tonight already. But yeah, there is a lot of stress around trying to find somewhere to live. So trying to manage your stress and you get the facts of the matter will be helpful for anyone who's looking to find somewhere to live. Get your facts, do your research. Really, really important. All right, let's take another question, please. Who do we have? And we have Chelsea. Hello, Chelsea. Chelsea asks, how will my writing career go? Oh, how exciting, being a writer. Let's have a look at how it might go over the next sort of 12 months, 2 years for you. How will your writing career go? I think initially you've got some hurdles to overcome. I've got the Nine of Swords. I've kind of got a feeling that there are perhaps either other people around you or there's your own self-doubt as well that is saying, are you sure you can do this? Are you sure it's the best choice for you? Because with these swords, all these swords are coming down around her. And so it's opinions and thoughts. And that's kind of eating into your confidence around being able to do this and move it forward as a career. However, I've got the Queen of Wands. You're strong. You've got the energy, you've got the passion, and you've got the drive to do it. So how will it look moving forward? I feel that you've got to stay very present in the here and now. I've got the Six of Cups reversed. When it's upright, we're looking to the past, we're reminiscing, thinking of what could have been, what might be. So it's about really And Chelsea says self-doubt for sure, and understandably so. It's you. When you're writing, whether you write about something else or you're writing a novel or something practical, it's still you putting you into it, and that's a bit scary sometimes. But I feel you've got to stay very present with the here and now. You've got to go step by step. Moving forward, I've got the Judgment card. And so this is a calling out card. And I feel that for you with writing as a career, you've actually got to really put yourself out there more than you're doing at the moment. You need to analyze. I don't know what type of writer you want to be or are at the moment, because there are so many. You could be a novelist. You could be a copywriter writing ads. That was something I did in a past life. So I feel like you've got to make some judgment calls around what you want this writing career to look like. I'll be honest with you, I'm not getting an inkling of timing around this. I feel that there's still that needs to be done before timing on how your career will go in the longer term future. So keep putting the effort in. If you need to study, do so. If you're already writing, keep honing those skills. I hope that you found that to be of help. And writing, oh my gosh, such a wonderful career path, I think, for so many people, but it's not an easy career path, believe me, having done it. All right. Look, I wanted to talk a little bit more about turquoise and how it affects us energetically. With the colors of life, we're talking about vibration. We're talking about energy, and energy is flowing through us all the time. We talk about chakras a lot, and those are the energy fields that go through our body. They're at different points along the spine, and turquoise is a vibrational energy. It uplifts our mood when we're feeling down. As I said before, it helps relaxation. I also find turquoise as a wonderful calming tool to use when I want to do some general healing for myself, because when we go into healing mode, it can calm us down. Now, guess what? It's time for the Colours of Life game. So before the show, the team and I chose a colour that you need to guess. So over the next 2 to 3 minutes, you're going to start typing in the colour that you think I have chosen. So you can use your intuition, get some intuitive practice, psychic ability practice in, and see if you can tune in. I'm sending you the colour now, saying what it is now in my head. Or if you want, you can just get madly typing and type in as many different guesses as you can. And the person who guesses the colour that I've chosen will win a divination reading from me. So happy typing. And I'm going to keep talking about the colours of life and our turquoise. Turquoise is a really comforting colour because it is calming, it is soothing. It's also a great colour when you want to get back into emotional balance in your life. You're feeling emotionally out of balance, confused, you feel like you're on an emotional roller coaster, then turquoise colour is fantastic for that. It exudes a positive energy. Oh, we've got a winner, Crystal Rose. And Crystal Rose guessed the colour white, or maybe she used her intuition to come up with the winning colour. Congratulations, Crystal Rose. I am going to do a divination reading for you. And I am using my hybrid deck, which is 2 decks melded into one by the same artist. So let's see what comes out for you for your reading, Crystal Rose. I love your name, by the way. Any name that's got crystal in it, I'm a happy girl. All right, let's see what we have for you. Oh, wow. And Crystal Rose says thank you and hearts. You're so welcome. So the first card I've got out is self-discovery. This is a time for you to dive more deeply into who you are, what you want to achieve. But I also feel it's a time to dive more deeply into yourself from a spiritual perspective, in terms of your spiritual connections, in terms of your emotions. This deep dive that we do at times, it kind of reminds me of the sign of Scorpio, because we're kind of going into our deepest, darkest parts of ourselves. Now, dark doesn't necessarily mean bad, by the way, Crystal Rose, but it is about you going more deeply into yourself, really tuning in more to you. And I've got shine, hold your head high with this card. Shine and hold your head high. I feel that there have been some things going around lately that have been happening where it's made you kind of pull into yourself and pull your energy back. And it's time for you to stand up tall, shine your energy, put it out there. Don't hold back. Hold your head high. The other card I have for you is acceptance of where you're at. Everything cycles. I absolutely adore this card. One of my favorite pieces of artwork in the deck. And this cycle of life, you're going through a transition. And Crystal Rose says, yes, very true with kisses. You are going through a transition. We're coming to the end of something and we're moving into something new. And when we transition, it's not just something stops and something new starts. There is a carryover period. And so doing this deep dive into yourself at the moment is going to help you understand what is done and what is coming in and what you need to maintain as well. I'm going to add a little tea coin to that for you. And I've got the dog. I love the dog tea coin. So this is saying be loyal to yourself. You've got this beautiful heart where you show loyalty to others, and you sometimes do it at your own expense. So this is about you at the moment being true and loyal to who you are and not letting other people's opinions or actions take that away from you. So I do hope that helps, and congratulations on being the winner of the Colours of Life game. And this is the last Colours of Life game because this is my last show for the summer season. Can you believe it? The time has gone like that. I've had a blast doing the summer season with myself and the other summer season psychics. So, but don't forget, you're not alone because we will be starting. And Crystal Rose says, thank you so much, sweetheart. You are so welcome. So we'll be starting season 2 on the Monday, the 25th of September. All the season 1 psychics will be back. There'll be summer season psychics there. We're all coming together. So keep that date highlighted in your diary. Monday the 25th, season 2 for the live shows start here at My Psychic Connection. And of course, we're still doing our reviews. So if you're happy with your reading from me this evening and you would like to leave a review, go on to journeyryanlive.com, go into the review section and leave a review there. Now, you have the opportunity to win a 6-minute reading. A 6-minute reading. We can get so much information for you in a 6-minute reading. So make sure you leave those reviews. We'll be announcing the winner in tomorrow's show at 10 p.m. We Psychics 3, and we'll announce the winner and we will do that 6-minute reading for the winning person who's put in the most reviews. So if you would like to leave a review, remember journeyryanlive.com. Go in there, leave the review, and you could be a winner. And I believe you're a winner anyway as a person. All right, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we've got Marianne. Hi, Marianne. Lovely to see you. Oh, what a beautiful photo of a sunset. That's gorgeous. And Marianne says, hello. When do you see a lifetime partner coming in? Oh, let's have a look. I'm going to use my love deck for you for this one, my dear, and see. So, Marianne, you are looking, and just, hello. We're looking for a lifetime partner for you. And by lifetime partner, I think you're meaning someone that can walk through life with you together as a partner, as an equal, supporting each other with lots of love. So let's see what we have. Okay. So things are a little bit complicated at the moment, I think. We've got the 8 of Swords, and I feel at the moment you're a little bit down on yourself, Marianne. I think you're giving yourself a little bit of a hard time. I feel at the moment when it comes to relationships and wanting this lifelong partner to come into your life, the cup's kind of half full, half empty instead of half full at the moment. So I feel that for you, it's about stepping out of this dark energy where you are at the moment when it comes to relationships and look at it from a positive perspective. I also have the Magician reversed, and I feel in terms of a lifetime partner, now is not the right time. I feel that you've got to work through this 9 of Swords first. I feel that you've got to work through some negative thoughts that you might have, some past negative experiences in relationships in order to be open to receive a new energy coming in, particularly someone that you want as a lifelong partner. I've also got the 10 of Wands reversed. Now, the good news about the 10 of Wands reversed, because it's normally all about being burdened, you can move through this, but it is about working through actively working through releasing things from the past that get in the way of opening you up to new energies coming in around having a lifetime partner. I've also got the 9 of Wands reversed, and that's saying there is a lifetime partner in the future for you, but you need to put your own work in for you first. So I do hope that helps, and thank you so much for your question. It's not fun being alone unless you're a person who really likes to be alone, because there are people who prefer to be single and not be in relationships. But when you do want to be in a relationship, when you want that companion, that partner that you can share things with, it can be heartbreaking when you don't have that at the time. And Marianne says, yes, thank you. Marianne, you're so welcome, my dear. But when we don't have that and we want it, it's about opening up to it. Sometimes wanting something can actually put a block in the way of it happening, because we get so caught up in the anxiousness and the angst of wanting that energy gets in the way of some opportunities that we might not notice coming along our way. So if you're looking to be in a relationship, if you're looking to find a new relationship, see what you can do to open yourself up from the cup half full instead of the cup half empty. And that applies not just to relationships, but to career, to finance, to anything. I do hope that helps. And that was another example of a great question. And remember, if you would like to make a donation to get a more in-depth question answered, or a longer reading, you've got the choice of our 3-minute, we've got our 5-minute general, we've also got the mini and the mega, which are both untimed. And all you have to do is go into the chat on Facebook or YouTube and click on the link and put on your question. All right, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we've got Cindy. Hello, Cindy, my dear. How are you? And Cindy says, hello, just want to know, does Jay want this to be over between him and I? The friendship. You want the friendship to be over. Let's have a look for you and see what is going on. I feel things that, yes, they're still very quiet. I've got a real sense of quiet energy around you at the moment when it comes to Jay. And Cindy says, hello, I'm okay. I'm so glad to hear that, my dear, because I know that this is a heartbreaking subject for you, and I know that you really want this connection. So I've got the page of Pentacles upright here. And so I feel when it comes to Jay and yours connection, I feel like there will be some reconnection happening, but not yet. Not yet. This is a card of nurturing. This is a card of taking care of oneself. And I feel that Jay is having to take care of himself. He's still focusing on the practicalities of caring for himself. And I have said this before, that his energy isn't high, but I feel like he is starting to change. I feel things are starting to move forward for him. Things are definitely quiet between you at the moment. We've got the Four of Swords. This is a card where things are at rest. There is no action being taken. I feel that you've just got to be patient. I don't feel that there's any argument. I don't feel there's any falling out between you. I just feel like Jay's got his own path at the moment, and it's about you being patient around that. I've got the King of Pentacles as well. I do feel in the long-term future things will turn around, but this is showing me Jay now, the young page, having to nurture himself. He's not there yet, but in the future I see something stronger in terms of his own well-being. So I feel that the reason that you're not connecting at the moment, but you need to stay strong, stay with that dragon energy, step back, allow him to be where he needs to be, and allow yourself to focus on what you need to do for you. Thank you so much for your question. I'm just going to lean over here because I just want to send you some rose quartz love. Send you some beautiful rose quartz love, and send some to Jay as well, and send some to everyone. Anyone who is going through a difficulty in a relationship, a friendship, anyone who's, there's an argument, there's a disconnect between people. I just want to send you lots of love to your heart to help you get through this, because anything to do with the heart, our hearts are so precious, aren't they? Our hearts are so precious. So I want to send you lots of love. And Cindy says, thank you so much. Cindy, you are so welcome, my dear, and I appreciated your question. So, as I said before, turquoise is the theme color. And funnily enough, we have a turquoise crystal tonight. So this is it here. This is a turquoise crystal. This is a crystal that has been used for thousands and thousands of years. It was used by the ancient Egyptians. It was used in carvings. It was implanted into tombstones. You know how they have the sarcophagus in Egypt, so they would use it there. And the idea of it was that it would offer protection and clarity moving into the afterlife. It is also a strong protective and spiritual stone for Native American Indigenous people as well. And again, it was a strong protective stone. It was a strong healing stone. So how can we use turquoise as a crystal stone for our own well-being? It's great. Regardless of what healing you want to do for yourself, you can set your intentions. Clear quartz and other crystals can be, for want of a better word, like a computer programmed. And Cindy says, that is a beautiful crystal, isn't it? I'll just put it closer so you can see it. There you go. And so this can be programmed. So if you want to do any type of healing for yourself, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, you can put that intention into the stone, state the intention with all of your heart into the stone, and then you can hold it for healing purposes. So for example, if you've got a sore throat, you might like to put in that intention, I've got a sore throat, I'd like that healed, and then you can lie back and just place it on the throat chakra. So it's almost like a cold all healing. And Karina says, love turquoise. Oh, I know. Now, turquoise is a great stone to use in the workplace. It promotes leadership. It also can help you with relocation or travel that's associated with a career. So if you're like a traveling salesperson, turquoise would be a great crystal to carry with you as well. But I'm going to share more about a turquoise crystal later. I think now it's time for another question. Who do we have, please? And we have Colleen. Hello, Colleen. And Colleen asks, oh, I love your photo. That's beautiful. Colleen asks, me and my partner have been struggling. Should I move on or keep trying? All right, well, let's have a little looky at what's been going on between you and your partner and the effort that you may need to put in or not put in. So let's see. Okay, I've got the Four of Coins reversed here. And I feel like there's been a lot of holding back between you. I feel that the struggle is it's kind of like a boxing match. You've each gone to your own corner. And I feel like there's not a lot of communication happening. And when there is communication, it's less than positive. So I feel, yes, you're definitely struggling. There are issues there that need to be dealt with. I kind of feel with this Swords card, and this is the Five of Swords, and number 5 in numerology is about struggle, conflict, change, chaos, confusion. And so with the Swords, I feel like there's a lot of miscommunication that's been going on. And I kind of feel that you're in sort of like somebody wants to win all the time and somebody feels like they're losing all the time. You're not communicating on an equal level. So a different approach to communication is what is needed if you want to try and move this forward, move beyond the struggle and get things back. I've got the Knight of Cups reversed, and this is saying to me that there's a real stalemate emotionally at the moment. And I can understand why you're asking the question, because you're exhausted, the other person is exhausted, and nobody really wants to face it all right now. And so I feel like having a little bit of time apart to settle things down. And for you, just to go into your heart and really review the relationship, because I can't tell the other person what to do because I'm not reading for them. But for you, from your perspective, it's about you reviewing the relationship, what's been working and what hasn't been working. And the parts that haven't been working, have you got enough time, energy and commitment to try and make it work? And then see if the other person does as well. So it's not an obvious yes or no here because it is so complicated. I do hope you found that to be of help. And thank you so much for your question. And thank you to everyone for all the great questions that are coming through tonight. Because, you know, being my last show of the summer season, except for We Psychics 3 tomorrow, that's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, Psychic K, the Intuitive Empath, and our beautiful Miss Bunny Sugars. So when we get together, it's so much fun. So join us for that tomorrow. But this is my last solo show until the season 2 starts. So I'm really enjoying all your questions tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go on to our next question, please. Who do we have? We've got a donation. Thank you so much. I love donations when they come in, not just for me, but because they keep our platform running. So they are always so appreciated. So Corinna, thank you so much for your donation from the bottom of my heart. And Corinna says, hello, Innerji. One of my sons is looking to move into a particular house. I'm wondering whether this particular house will be a positive, peaceful one for him, or should he keep looking? Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach for this one, Corinna. I'm going to have a look at what his life will look like if he moves into this house, and then what would life look like if he found somewhere else to live, and we'll do a comparison and see. So I'm just shuffling, and see what we've got. So we're going to first look at moving into this house. And then I'm going to put cards out for moving into perhaps somewhere else and see what they look like. All right, so for this house, he really wants this one. I've got the Two of Pentacles reversed. So, you know, he's not kind of going, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? He really wants this one. He's very, very strong about it. The second card I have with this, and Corinna says, thank you. Corinna, you're so welcome. And the second card I have is another Pentacles card, and this one is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And it's saying to me that moving into this particular house, there's going to be a lot of work around it. I'm not talking about renovation per se, but there's going to be a lot of work. I'm not sure whether he's moving in with someone else or not, but I feel if he's moving in with someone else, I'm not getting a clear signal about that, but I've got an inkling that if someone else is going to share the space with him or someone else is coming in, there needs to be practical things that need to be worked out around it. I also feel that living in this house is going to be an active house. I can't explain it any other way. It's going to be a house where he's doing things. So I feel that for him, this house looks like it will be pretty positive overall. There are some things that still have to be sorted out around it, but when he's living there, he's passionate about it. I've got the Queen of Cups. He's going to feel happy and settled there. And she says he works very long hours. No, just him. Okay, I've got a feeling that in the future, if he goes into this house, he might bring in a flatmate, or he might bring someone else in with him. I do get the sense of someone out there who might be coming in as part of this. But I feel that for him emotionally, he's going to feel very, very settled there. He's going to feel very, very comfortable. Now, if he moved somewhere else instead, if he didn't take this one, I've got the Three of Wands reversed. And I feel like he doesn't even want to look at living somewhere else. He's really set on this house. And I've also got the Empress card, and I feel like moving, and Corinna says, okay. And I've also got the Empress card reversed. And I feel like if for some reason he doesn't take this house and he goes to live somewhere else, it's not going to feel the same for him. He's not going to feel as settled. It's not like what he wants. But he could in time get over that. So overall, I feel that this house looks like it will be fine for him, but there is a lot going on with it and there's a lot to do with it. But I think that's a challenge that for him, he will take on board because he wants this so much. Thank you for your question. Another great example of a good question. And thank you so much for your donation. It is really, really appreciated. And I just have to send you a little bit of a rose heart love as well. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Who do we have, please? And we've got Jamila. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Jamila. And Jamila asks, when will I hear from George? Let's have a look. So I'm going to do this month by month for you, Jamila. I'm going to look at September, October, November, and I'm going to go through to December. I'm not seeing positive responses within the next 4 months. I've got the Page of Swords reversed, so that to me is saying no new communication. October, the Victory card or the Success card upside down. Don't see them talking in October. November, I've got the Six of Coins reversed. That's saying to me they're holding back. I feel that's the other person holding back, not you. And then for December, I've got the Five of Swords, and I feel that there might be a small opportunity to communicate in December, but it's not going to be positive. Old stuff is going to come to the surface. So I feel it's going to take longer than before the end of the year. Let's look at next year and see what we have there for you in terms of contact with George. And I don't see anything for January as well. I've got Queen of Wands reversed. What else have we got here? For February, February, I think, is looking slightly more positive. I think February, there could be something on the horizon there with the Three of Wands that is a bit of a better time to have communication than December. December doesn't look like it would be a good time. So I feel that you've just got to let sleeping dogs lie with this for a while. Whatever the reason is that you are not contacting each other, that needs to be looked at. You need to look at what's happened, why it's happened, try and understand what's going on. But I do feel that between now and January next year, best to let sleeping dogs lie for now and let the other person come to you rather than you going to them. I do hope you found that to be helpful, and thank you so much for your question. I do hope it works out in a positive way for you in the longer term. Okay, ghosting. That was a thing that I only found out about a little while ago. People, when they ghost you, they don't talk to you. Funny about that. They're ghosts. All right, it's time for our mystic message. Now, for tonight's mystic message, I am doing something a little bit different. We are coming up to a full moon in Pisces. So I want to have a little mystic message about the full moon in Pisces. Now, we're coming into that full moon energy already. You know, unlike I pick a pen up and I put a pen down, it's done. When energies are changing in the sky, there's a transition period. It's not like it's there and it's not there. So we're moving into that energy of the full moon, which reaches its peak tomorrow. That's the 30th of August, and it reaches its peak tomorrow. It is in the sign of Pisces. So we've got full moon in Pisces. It's a blue moon. That means this is the second full moon in the same month, and that does happen occasionally. It's also a super moon, and when we talk about a super moon, we talk about it being really close to the earth. It looks like it's just this huge silver disc in the sky. So it means its energies are a lot stronger. It's also, when we have a full moon, it means that the moon is on the opposite side of the sky to the sun, and we have the sun in Virgo. So let me hold those up. So we've got moon here, sun over here, and they're in opposition. So what does all this mean for you in your life? Moon in Pisces. Emotionally, you're going to be a little bit extra sensitive. The moon is strong, sitting in the sign of Pisces. It's a strong energy there because the moon is a water energy, a water element, and Pisces has the energy of mutable water as well. So be aware that emotions might run high. You might be extra sensitive. Now, the positive way to look at this is if you're a person who uses psychic abilities or intuition, they're going to be stronger. On the downside, you can be a little bit overly sensitive and take things to heart a little more than they need to be. Now, there's a push-pull between the sun and the moon because they're in opposition to each other, and the sun is in Virgo. So Pisces is about the dreamer, using the imagination, going with the flow. And then Virgo is about, I want the details, I want the facts, I want to do things step by step. So you might find there's a tension between just wanting to get a little bit go with the flow, daydreaming, and this need to get the detail, to get things done. So just be aware of that energy. And I just want to wish you a happy full moon, and it's going to be a great full moon to put out your crystals overnight to charge them up. So that's tonight's mystic message. And Kelly says, thank you, Innerji, for brightening the summer evenings with your readings and sharing of information. Hugs. Oh, Kelly, I don't cry very easily, but you're going to bring tears of joy to my eyes with that. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for that. All your beautiful thoughts, all your beautiful feedback. I really appreciate it. And speaking of feedback, if you liked your reading tonight or you want to give some feedback on your reading tonight, make sure you go to journeyryanlive.com, go in there, pop in your review, and then you will go in the running to win a 6-minute reading on our live We Psychics 3 show tomorrow at 10 p.m. So a 6-minute reading, that's going to be awesome. And it's the person who's put in the most reviews that will be chosen as the winner. Okay, let's move on to our next question, please. Who do we have? And we've got Lynn. Hello, Lynn. I haven't been in contact with my brother since my sister and mum died. Is he and the kids okay? So I need you to clarify me, Lynn. Is your brother still here on the planet with us, or has he passed as well? I just need to know the answer to that, and I'll shuffle my cards and I will talk about him as though he was here in the meantime. But if you can quickly pop up whether he's still with us or whether he has gone to the other side with your sister and your mum. Yes, he's still here. Thank you so much, because I didn't want to turn this into a mediumship reading because I'm not doing those right now. Okay, let's have a look at how your brother and his kids are doing. Aren't you a beautiful, caring soul? I love that. I love that. Okay, first card out of the box is the World card reversed. Still here, but we lost contact. Thank you so much for confirming that, Lynn. I really appreciate it. So I've got the World reversed, and I feel like he's keeping the family close. I feel like he's got his own little circle, and that's what he's sticking with, and the same thing with his kids. I've got the Hierophant reversed as well. I feel like for him, there's been some reason that he's kind of broken traditional family ties and he's just doing his own thing. So far, I'm not getting a sense of anything wrong. I'm not getting a sense of anything super negative happening with them. So I feel that things are okay. I've also got the judgment card, not the judgment card, sorry, I'm away with the fairies tonight. I've also got the Justice card reversed. And this is saying to me that, yes, there are some things that are out of balance in his life, but it's things that he needs to deal with, and it's not anything that you need to worry about. I've also got the Nine of Swords upright as well. And so I feel like there's some communication issues. I feel that, yes, he's got stuff going on in his life, but he and his kids are okay. But this is referring to the communication between you and he. That's something that you need to look at. I'm sorry, I can't go into that any further. But from what I'm seeing, they've just closed their world in a little bit and they're getting on with it and dealing with their own stuff. So I hope that helps. And thank you once again for your question. I really, really appreciate it. So I want to talk a little bit more quickly about turquoise. Now, turquoise can be a hard stone to identify because there are other stones out there that are sometimes labeled turquoise and aren't. This is howlite. And howlite is naturally white like this stone. And Lynn says, thank you, that makes me feel better. Oh, Lynn, I'm so happy that that makes you feel better. And so what this is saying is that what they do with this one is they dye it turquoise color or they dye it blue, and people can miscommunicate it and can have misinformation about it. So choosing a true turquoise, you'll see there are indentations here, whereas on the howlite one, let me get it in front of the camera for you, the black lines are on the surface, whereas on the real turquoise crystal, they're indented in. So that's one way you can tell the difference when you want to make sure that you're buying a turquoise crystal. And of course, this always enhances communication because it is corresponding to the throat chakra, so it helps you speak your truth. I hope you found that to be helpful tonight with our colour of life being turquoise. Let's take our next question, please. Who do we have? Oh, another donation. Thank you so much. And it's for a mini reading. And it's from KC. KC, thank you so much for your donation. It is so appreciated. And KC asks, I'm struggling to get on the same page with my new boss. He's very tactical and I'm very strategic. Is there any advice and will the dynamics get better between us? Thank you. Okay, that's another great reading. Let's have a look. I do like doing work and career readings. So struggling to get on the same page. Let's have a look at where it's at the moment and then what you can do. So I'm going to put out 3 cards for getting on the same page, what's getting in the way of this, and what can support it. So the first card I've got is the 5 of Coins reversed. Now, this is a card of not getting help. This is a card when it's upright of feeling lost, only looking at what you've got and what isn't coming in. I feel that with this particular dynamic, you can get on the same page, but it's going to take practical effort because coins are all about the practicalities in life. I've got the Death card reversed. Now, don't get scared of the Death card if anybody sees this. it's not about death. It's about something ending and something new beginning. So it's a transitional card. It's a transformation card. So the fact that it's upside down is saying that there's nothing happening that's making this dynamic change at the moment. I feel that with him being tactical and you being strategic, he's kind of like the practical one, but you're looking more at big picture. And it's kind of like a role reversal, because being the boss, it would be normally him that's looking at the strategic, the big picture stuff, and you as his subordinate looking at the practical stuff. So I feel that there's a little bit of a role reversal there that's getting in the way of this dynamic as well. I also have the Queen of Coins reversed. Now, this is saying to me that you're feeling a little bit less than around this. You are feeling stuck. You're not sure how to handle it. And I feel that it's about you getting well and truly grounded in what you know your role is within the job. Understanding your role 100% is going to be the key to turning this card from here to here so that it's upright again, and so that you can have some autonomy. However, having said that, I feel that your boss does listen to you. I feel he listens, but I'm saying it's a he. For some reason, I feel it's a he. But he's got his own agenda around this. And I feel that it's not necessarily a negative agenda, but he's just got his own ways of doing things. And you have a different outlook. So through communication is a way to try and get beyond that. I've got the Seven of Cups reversed as to what's getting in the way. And that's kind of reconfirming what I just said. He has his point of view and you have your point of view, which is different. So it's finding a way to find the common ground around this. Now, you're strategic. How can you take your ability around strategy and look at it from the perspective of tactics? Because we can't change anyone else. We can only change ourselves. I've got a little saying. I can change me and you can change you, but we can't change each other. We can only make our own choices. So this is about what you can do. And that's what I love about your question. You're asking about what you can do. And what you can do is try and understand things from his perspective. Try and understand in what ways is he tactical, as opposed to in what ways is he strategic. And that will help move things forward. I do feel that there is some miscommunication that's going on. I've got the Star card reversed as well. I feel that you are in a bit of a difficult situation because this person is your boss. It's not like you can turn around and say, do this, do that, or, I think we should do it this way. I feel the key for you is to open up communication and really get comfortable with that. I'm just going to pull out some tea coins as well. And I've got the Sword. And I feel the differing opinions are getting in the way of moving forward with work. And with this sword, it's something that's swift and sharp. So I feel that things have to soften around this work relationship. Things need to soften around it. It's a little bit too cut and dried at the moment. But I've got the cherries. I feel that there is a way forward with this for you, KC. Cherries are about new opportunities, sweet new things coming your way, more than one. I feel that you can get past this. So let's ask now a little bit more about how you can do what you can do to have this, that you're both more on the same page. Because I feel that there's a lot of miscommunication and misinformation that is happening because of this. So let's see. Okay. This is a hard one. This is a hard one. I've got the Judgment card reversed. I feel that for you, you've got to step back on the judgments. At the end of the day, he is the one that makes the final decision. And so I feel that it's about, there are many ways to deal with a mountain. This is what I want to say to you. You can push like crazy and try and go through it and it'll take you forever. You can put in the hard work and climb over it, and you will get there, but it will be hard work. Or you can go around the mountain. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do what your boss tells you, or that you shouldn't, be doing your job the way it's meant to be done, but it's about you coming at it from a different angle than the way you've been doing it, in terms of communication, in terms of the ideas that you're putting forward, the strategies that you're putting forward. I feel that you've kind of got to go around the world a little bit to get your point across, so that your boss is not feeling threatened. Because I feel that there's a little bit of, hang on, what's going on here? I'm the boss. And there is a little bit of that mentality with this person. I've also got the Nine of Swords. And so I feel that It's about not taking things too personally. I know that's a hard one as well, particularly for someone like yourself. You are invested in your work. You are passionate about what you do, and you want it to be the best that you can make it. And I feel sometimes that you get a sense that this boss is kind of getting in the way of that. So with this Swords card, please, please, please don't give yourself too hard a time about this. And also don't overthink it. Don't make things there that might not really be there because it's going around and round and round inside your head. We've got the King of Coins here for you. And I'm not, and Casey says, I'll work on my communication, thank you. And so with this King of Coins, I feel that things can come to a good place. I feel that you can get, it's a strange dynamic. Yes, it is. It is. I mean, I've used a lot more cards than I normally would because it is a strange dynamic. You're trying to elevate him. And that's what this card is about. You're the one doing the elevating. It's almost like you're managing upwards instead of him managing downwards. But I feel that you can come to the same page with this person. I feel that you can learn to understand each other a little bit better, but it's not doing it in a forceful way. It's not doing it in an adversarial way where, you know, this is the enemy and this is what I have to achieve. It's about finding that common ground in terms of communication. One thing that I liked, or I used to do when I was in the full-time workplace in an office, I would use the communication style of my boss so that I could make sure that he understood. I would also use something called reflective listening. So if my boss said, I want you to go out and buy 3 apples, my response would be, if I understand correctly, it's 3 apples you want me to go and get, and you'd like me to go out and get them. Is that correct? And Casey says, tactical stuff is so boring though. I appreciate that, but if it's part of the job, it's part of the job. That's the hard word for you on that one. And, you know, there are things in every job that we have that are hard to do or boring. I have been in some amazing jobs over the years that have been very creative, but they still have their tactical, boring parts that have to be done because that's the meat and potatoes of the job as well. It's like doing your accounts. You can't put your tax in until you do your accounts, and that's the boring part. The tax refund is nice if you get one, but you have to take the difficult with the positive as well. So find that balance within yourself. If you can move away from this sense of it being boring, try to make it interesting. Can you make it a little bit more creative? Can you set yourself little challenges with it, particularly when you're communicating? Thank you so much for your donation, Casey. I really, really hope this has been of help to you, but I do feel that you can get on the same page with your boss. It's just a matter of you maneuvering a little bit. All right, we're up to the last question. Oh my gosh, it's my last question for my solo show here on the summer season at My Psychic Connection. Woohoo! Let's see that last question. Who do we have? And Crystal Rose asks, can you describe my future husband, please? Okay, let's see what we can do with that for you. And we're just going to shuffle the deck. I'm actually going to use my cards for this. And I'm going to, when I look at describing people that might be coming in the future, I very rarely get physical descriptions. It's more about their energy that I get and more about their outlook that I get. So, but if I get anything about what the person physically looks like, I will certainly say that as well. Let's see what we've got. All right. So this future husband that you're considering, I'm not even going to say husband because that's a different question. We're just going to say someone coming into your future for a relationship at this stage. We've got the Page of Coins. So this is saying to me that this is someone who has, regardless of their chronological age, they've kind of got a young outlook on life. So their age might belie the fact their youthful qualities. Doesn't mean they're immature. It just means that they've got a youthful outlook on life. This is also someone who is going to be very practical. They're going to be pretty good with money because we've got pentacles and coins here. But I feel that they're also someone who likes to get out and about. They're not one to just sit at home and do nothing. I've also got the Magician. And so I love this magician card when it comes up like this, because this is saying to me that overall, I mean, nobody's ever 100% got themselves completely together. But this is saying to me that this person has good skill sets. This person is good at creating things. They're good at doing things. And they have taken the experiences that they've had in their life to this point, and they know how to work with them. They've got kind of their tools for life. The other card I have, just to finish off, is the Nine of Cups. So that's wishes fulfilled. So I do hope you found that to be of help in terms of the energy of this potential future husband. And there we have it. We've come to the end of the show. I hope you've had a good time with me here tonight. I've certainly had a wonderful time with you. Great questions. Don't forget, we've got season 2 starting with the live shows Monday, the 25th of September. We've got We Psychics 3 tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, Psychic Kay, and our beautiful Psychic Bunny. And of course, all through the break that we're having between now and the 25th of September, there's still the YouTube-only content. Every day, every week, there's monthly. Make sure you check it out. That way you never have to be without us. Until tomorrow, have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Bye-bye.